Hi, so it's 2 weeks since my second infusion. So a couple of things I've learned. One, to take Allegra because Allegra really helped me. I didn't have any pains in terms of bone pain after taking the white blood cell booster. That was a big help. In terms of the diarrhea, I took a prescription anti-diarrheal this time. However, I realized that that just really helps to stop peristalsis and makes me a little bit drowsy, so I sleep. But when I wake up, baby, the toilet is busy. So that said, I'm going to go back to Imodium, and I've also learned that two pills on onset of the diarrhea, and then one pill after that, like every 6 hours or so, if I believe. I have also learned that it takes me about 10 days to start feeling a little bit like myself. So it takes 2 weeks to start feeling like myself because starting Sunday, I started feeling a little bit better, a lot better, like myself again, meaning I can even eat the foods that I used to eat before in terms of my palate, and it still kind of tastes different, and I still get that diarrhea, but it's not like that. I still go, and I'm always wondering, where does all this poop come from? I'm sorry, it's a lot, but yeah, so I'm learning that. I've also learned that, by the way, disclaimer, I speak what comes to mind. So if you're disgusted, just fast forward. Um, and so that has been that, and my fatigue is not as much right now, so that's definitely a plus. The last 2 days I took my babies to school. I'm so happy. I've been able to wake up in the morning and not feel like a mess. And I've been able to get them ready for school, to take them to school and to pick them up. It's been a moment of pride for me, so I'm super grateful for that. And I know that they're happy as well. And I also get to give my husband and my mother-in-law a break, so that's been joyful. Also, my mom visited me this weekend. She gave me a surprise visit that really brought me up. It's amazing. You're always your mother's child. You're always your parents' child. And once a parent, always a parent. She felt that she couldn't rest. She needed to come see me. So she came to see me. So that has been a blessing. I also got a visit from a college friend of mine. It was very enriching. And also, I got a visit from my big sister and her kids. They came and we had dinner together on Saturday, this Martin Luther King weekend. So, once again, community has been really building me up. And of course, people have been praying for me and checking on me has really helped to encourage me and strengthen me. Um, Today, in terms of emotionally, today was the hardest. I had a little fuzz on my hair, so I decided to just go ahead and take it off. My face is breaking out. So as after I took off the fuzz, the little hairs from my head, man, I looked in it, I just cried. I think largely I was crying because I didn't realize how much I was trying to be strong for the visitors that I had, the many people around me, trying, especially my mother, and trying to encourage them so they can come and feel strengthened that I'm okay. However, I didn't realize that all of that I was keeping it and it was exhausting me. I was a little bit tired. And it's not like I was pretending smiling and all that, but even with what I was saying, trying to encourage them, I believe it, but it's for some trying to be strong. I felt like that really took a toll on me. And I was also crying to look at how I've not been myself for years. And so looking in the mirror and saying, like basically grieving now that I think about it, that will not be that person again. That was a hard thing to come to terms with. And so that was hard. Hence, I'm thankful I had that moment to myself to really cry it out. And as I was doing that, I remembered the scripture that says David encouraged himself in the Lord. I believe it's 1 Samuel chapter 30 verse 6. It says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him. because the soul of all the people who is grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord. I do remember 2022. When I started 2023, the Lord told me 2022 was a year for you to learn how to encourage yourself in me. Meaning that I'm always surrounded. I have people. I'm grateful to have people that I can bounce ideas off of or share my joys and my sorrows with. But for some reason, I felt so alone 2022. Even with around people, I felt alone. Like there were battles I was just fighting, and it was a stretching for myself to learn that, Linda, now look inward instead of looking outward for your validation and for whatever it is that I was looking for, to encourage myself. So 2022 was that year for me, and I do now see it was preparation for this journey. It's a similar journey many people go through, but it can also be a lonely journey in a sense. And so I remember that song, and it was saying, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. And sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will see. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. I may have gotten a lyric off. I'm not a singer, but I love that song. The speak of yourself and you will be healed. Speak a word and you will be healed. Yes, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. And so that is what I did. This past weekend, I took my mother-in-law to get some makeup. I also bought myself some a facial cleaning, some serum and a mist. So I did that because my skin is dry, as I mentioned earlier. So I washed my face today. I put the serum, I put some concealer, and I also put a powder over my face. Did a little bit of lip gloss, and that picked me up. And so that was one way I encouraged myself. It was a great help. My sister said, the lady that I mentioned to you earlier who was connected to me, she's become a mentor of sorts to me. So she did say that people can pray for you, but people cannot worship God for you. I'm learning how to sing and worship in many different ways through this whole process, and learning how to encourage myself. So I pray that you all are able to dig deep and find ways to encourage yourself and lift yourselves up as well. And I do pray that you also are surrounded by people that love you and the people that are rooting for you, because as dark as this world is, there's still light in it, and there are very many people who love to see others win, who are praying for them, and who are willing to be supported because they have also journeyed. And even if they haven't, they have shared a human experience of going through grief, of going through sickness, of going through loss, of going through loneliness, and they can figure out how to be there for you. So reach out and also accept when people are there for you. So that's my week 2 after Infusion 2 experience. Ciao.